Hello everybody, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library. Thank you so much for joining me for our July Inquire Within program. So this summer, the summer reading theme is Oceans of Possibilities. So we're talking about all kinds of ocean things. In June, we did In the Water, stuff you might find in the water, like fish. In July, we're talking about things on the shore, something you might see near the water, like maybe a lighthouse. Or maybe you see some turtles on the beach. And I'll bet you'll see sand on the beach, so we're going to be making some sand art. And maybe you'll even find a place to get a sweet treat if you were near the beach. So we're going to be making Pirango, like Alma from Alma's Way. The information on making all of those things is in this month's kit, which you can pick up by coming down to the children's room, picking the kits up there. We'll have them while supplies last. Or if you can't come into the library, we'd be happy to have you pick them up through curbside service. You could just give us a call and we can put kits aside for you and you can pick them up that way. But when you get your kit, it'll have instructions and materials to make all of these things. And I'm going to give you a little bit more information about the stuff that's in the kit now. So let's get started. Have you ever been able to visit a lighthouse? I have, and it was really cool. I really liked it a lot. So one of the things we're making this month is a lighthouse, a pretend lighthouse out of a cup, a couple of cups actually. And Miss Elena, who works at the library, was kind enough to make this one for me. So in your kit, there will be some black paper that you can use to make doors or windows for your lighthouse. This is actually a playing card, but wrapped around it is tape, white tape, that you can use to make stripes going around your lighthouse. There'll be a little light, because of course a lighthouse needs a light, and then a cup that goes on top. That's actually going to be inside the other cup, so you might have to shake it out, but that's where it'll be in your kit. So you take your red base, you put the white tape around it, you can cut out some doors, more than one door if you want, doors, windows, whatever you would like, and glue those on where you'd like them. You can take the light and turn it on. Well, it's a little hard to see, but it's glowing a little bit. You can put it on the top of your lighthouse, put the clear cup on top, and then you can take it out in the evening and watch your lighthouse glow. Do you know who knows about sea turtles? They know about all kinds of creatures. It's the Wildcrats, and they have a project for making your own little sea turtle out of a recycled egg carton. Because turtles lay their eggs on the shore and swim into the water, so it's a good on-the-shore project. And the Wildcrats want to make sure that stuff like egg cartons can be used again and recycled to make art with it. It's better than having it end up as garbage and maybe going into the ocean. So it's a double win. You get a turtle and you get to help us recycle some stuff. So in your kit, most everything you need except the glue stick will be in the bag. This little plastic bag. You will find the egg carton and some green paint and a paintbrush. So the first thing you'll do is paint the little egg cup green. It might take 2 coats. Mine did, to cover it completely. So just paint one coat on, let it dry, then paint the next coat. If you have a marker at home, you can decorate the turtle shell if you'd like. And then you will find some green felt in the bag. And that's what you'll use to make the turtle's legs and little tail. So you can make the tail look like a triangle if you want, cut the legs out however you want. Then you can take the glue stick, or if you have some other kind of glue at home, like tacky glue or something, glue gun, you can always use that. But I used the glue stick and it worked fine. You just might have to hold it in place for a little bit. So you glue the legs and the tail on the inside. Like I said, you might have to hold them down and just put some glue in, and you might have to kind of fold it up inside the cup. And you just hold them in place until the glue dries. And then to make the turtle's head, you'll find a little pom-pom in here. And there are also tiny little eyes in the bag if you would like to use them for your turtle's eyes. You can always draw on eyes if you would rather. But I did use the glue stick to put the eyes on too. I just used a whole lot of glue. I kind of smushed the eyes down into the glue stick and then held one on at a time. And I really held them in place, and I held it in place till the glue started to set. So I got both the eyes on, and then you can glue the head onto the turtle shell also. And then after that, we'll give you a few foam pieces in the bag in case you'd like to decorate your turtle even more. Maybe your turtle found some flowers like mine did. You can use the marker if you have it to give your turtle a face, more of a face, a smile, whatever you would like. And then you can imagine what kind of adventures your sea turtle's going to have. So friends, also want you to be able to make sand art with sand that you colored yourself. So it's going to be completely unique and special to you. But this is a project that's a little messy. So you might want to do it outside, wear old clothes, do it somewhere where you don't care if sand spills. Let me tell you, we've got sand all over the children's room now. You might come in and still see some weeks from now. I don't know. We've got sand. So you want to be very careful with it. Do it somewhere where you can clean up the sand, or do it outside where you don't mind if the sand falls. We actually will put in your kit, there's a big piece of paper that you can unfold and use that to work on, or you could use some newspaper, piece of plastic, put that down first and it'll just make it easier. Then you will look for the jar of sand in your kit. And before you open this, just kind of shake it, tap it down, make sure all the sand is settled because you don't want to fly out when you take off the lid. But this is the sand that you're going to turn into this. When you carefully take off your lid, you can put some sand in. There'll be bowls or plates, paper plate, paper bowl in your kit. You can pour some sand out, and we will actually give you 3 different colors of paint in plastic baggies like this. So you can use 3 colors. You can mix them together if you want more, but for each sand that you want to be a different color, you can put it in the bowl. You can use the same one once it dries. Take the one sand out and put the next set in to make another color. Or you can put, I think there'll be 4 in your kit, so you can make 4 different kinds of sand at once if you would like. So you can divide your sand, your plain sand, up, then decide how you want to color it. What I did was take sand and put it in the bowl, and then I took a little bit of paint. You can always add more. And there'll be a spoon in here. You could spoon some out. You could pour some carefully out. You could use a wooden craft stick and get some paint out that way. And then you just add it to the sand, and you stir it up and stir it up and stir it up and stir it up until all the sand gets colored with the paint. And if you want it darker, you can add more paint. If you want it to be a lighter color, don't use as much. Just stir it until all the sand is colored and it's the color that you'd like. And then you let it dry. You let it dry overnight. It's easier to work with when it's kind of drier and fluffier again. Once you've colored all your sand and let it dry, then you're going to put it back in the jar. And this is when you decide how you would like it to look, which colors you want to go where. So again, you can take the spoon and do it. You can spoon some in. You could carefully pour it in. If you have a funnel at home, you can do that, use that. Or you could always make a funnel out of a piece of paper, just roll it up and leave a little space at the bottom. Pour some sand in that way. And you will just layer it in the jar. It'll be the one that your sand came out of. When it's empty, then you're going to fill it up again once your sand is colored. Put it in layers, fill it all up. You might want to just tap it gently, shake it down, bang it on the table or on the ground to make sure all the sand's settling. And you can either leave it like that in stripes, or if you want it to mix a little bit, you can find the long wooden skewer in your kit. It's actually 1 chopstick. And it is wood, so it might be a little rough, so just be careful when you're handling it. And then you before you put the lid on, you put the skewer very gently down around the edges of your jar. And that's what will make the sand kind of go down like that. If you want it like that, you don't have to. You can do it. You can leave it in stripes. You can mix it however you want. This is your art and it's going to be unique to you. But if you want to move it down a little bit, you can just gently put the stick in and pull it out. You don't want to pull it out too fast because it might make the sand fly, and also it might mix it up too much. If you want to do that, you can try it that way. If you want it to kind of stay in sections, you can just do the skewer very gently and then put it in, pull it out all the way around till it looks like how you want. And then you will very carefully, as I said, tap it, shake it, make sure all the sand settled, and then carefully put the lid back on and tighten it up. And then you can put this in your room, outside, anywhere that it wants you to have either a reminder of the beach or just something with pretty colors for you to look at. Now, friends, in the Bronx, in New York, where Alma of Alma's Way lives, you can buy Pirango right on the street. The Pirango sellers will shave some ice and then put it in a cup for you, and then you get to pick what kind of syrup you want on top. And that's what kind of Pirango you'll have. The one I made today is cherry, because that's what kind of fruit I had at home. There's a recipe in the kit that'll tell you how you can make your own Pirango at home. It's pretty easy. All you do is take whatever kind of fruit you had. I used frozen cherries, and you add some sugar and some water, and you cook it on the stove, so an adult will need to help with that part. And then after you've cooked it for a little bit, you let it cool, and then you put it into a blender and whir it up to make it into a syrup. And then you put some crushed ice in a cup, and I just spooned some of the syrup on top. You can spoon it, you can pour it. If you have a little dropper, you can drop it on that way. And then you've got a yummy treat. A good thing to have on a really hot day. A nice, cool, icy treat, and you can make it yourself. There's one more thing for you to enjoy in the kits, thanks to our friends at WQED Education, and it's a Splash and Bubbles activity pack. So you can be Reef Town Rangers with Splash and Bubbles. So look for that in your kits too. Thank you very much, friends, for joining me today. And I want to thank our friends at WQED Education and Clearview Federal Credit Union for making it possible for the library to make these kits for you and do these programs with you. So thank you very, very much to them. And thank you for watching. Please come down and get your kits. We'll have them in the children's room as long as supplies last. Watch for our upcoming Inquire Within programs, and please join us for those too. And have fun in the sun, friends. I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye.
Friends, are you tracking your progress this summer using the Beanstalk app as part of our summer reading program? If you are, then you're definitely going to want to enter the code word SURF to get credit for today's Inquire Within activity. That code word is SURF, and it's going to appear right here on the screen. So be sure to enter it in order to claim your prize tickets.